Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to build your chest with limited weight. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. All right, so I got this question via DM on Instagram, and head over to Instagram at Ben the Barman. If you have a question, slide into my DM. I'll try to help you out. And I get this one a lot. How can I build a big chest, big biceps, big whatever with limited weight? And right now, the past year, a lot of us have been struggling with that. We have limited resources, limited weight. And what I'm going to show you guys are some ways to increase the intensity to encourage muscle building. I want to give a caveat before we dive into this, and that caveat is that this is the best you can do without a full variety of equipment, barbells, dumbbells, machines, etc. What we're trying to do is get the most out of the least. I'm not making any claims that this will build a big monster chest like some of these other ridiculous claims on the internet. What we're just going to do is try to get the most out of the equipment you have, whether that's a barbell, whether that's a TRX unit, whether that's a limited amount of dumbbell weight, etc. So how to build your chest with limited weight. Number one is rest management. You can restrict rest in between sets. You can do rest pause training, or you can do block training. So what does that mean? Well, typically, when somebody is doing the bench press, they'll rest until they feel mentally and physically ready to go again. By restricting rest in between sets, and that can be 30, 45, 60 seconds or whatever, you're going to attack the next set before you're fully recovered, and that'll be better. That'll be a solid approach as far as muscle building, because you're increasing the average quality of your reps. Now, that's basically what rest pause work is. Rest pause work, and I have some programs called bulldozer training. You can head over to my website above my head here and search bulldozer training. Basically, it's a defined rest scheme. You're sticking to a tight rest in between sets. It might be 30, 45 seconds or whatever. So rest pause, or restricting rest in between sets, is a great way to increase the intensity. You can do block training. Block training is a form of rest pause where you say, I'm going to do as many reps as I can in a minute, 90 seconds, 2 minutes, that sort of thing. So obviously you're going to rest. If let's say you have a limited amount of weight and you're doing dumbbell curls and you get to 60 seconds and you need a small breather of 5 to 10 seconds to catch your breath. It's kind of like a breathing squat. You're going to rest a little bit, but you're going to keep going. It's like one of those fitness tests in high school, right? Or junior high or whatever, where you're trying to do as many reps as you can in 2 minutes, 1 minute. So that's a good way to increase the average rep intensity over just doing straight sets. Now, you also have supersets, and this is something that's a really good way to work with limited weight. Let's say you have limited weight on the barbell, dumbbell. You could superset a dumbbell bench or a barbell bench with dips or with push-ups. And you could even superset, let's say you only have 45s on the dumbbells. You could do, say, a rest pause set or a block set with the 45s of 2 minutes. Then you could superset that with as many push-ups as you could do in a minute or 2 minutes. So you can really increase the intensity in some crazy ways to get the most out of your training. Pre-fatigue is kind of the same thing. Now, with the superset, usually you do the bigger, more beefier movement first, the compound movement first, and then you jump into something similar or a little bit lighter. In the case of the chest being a major muscle group, it's a superset will more likely be a compound movement followed by an isolation or a lighter body weight type of movement. With pre-fatigue, we're going to do that backwards. We're going to do push-ups first. We're going to do dips first. We're going to do some sort of a lighter movement first. And then we're going to superset that with the dumbbell or barbell or heavier movement. So say you have a barbell and limited dumbbell weight, you could do a block set of 60 seconds or 120 seconds with dumbbell flies, and then you could pre-fatigue. That would be your pre-fatigue, and then you could immediately hop over and do barbell bench for as many reps or rest pause or whatever you want. So that's an excellent choice as well. The only limitation here is going to be on the exercises you can do. So it's best that you figure out every possible exercise you can do and test out that variation. Now, another way you can build your chest up with limited weight is by increasing volume. Let's say we got a couple of these techniques in place. We're doing rest pause, maybe some supersets. From there, you can start increasing your volume. Now, this stuff can be pretty intense if you're not used to doing supersets or pre-fatigue. So give your body some time to acclimate. But you can start to increase volume over time. You could maybe start with 2 supersets, and then when you're ready, jump to 3. When you're ready, jump to 4. Or if you don't want to do supersets at all, you could simply just do longer block sets of rest pause training. Or you could just do 10 by 10s or 10 by 15s. I've done that in the past. Sometimes when I'm traveling and forced to train at Planet Fitness, and they only have like the 70 or 75-pound dumbbells, sometimes I do 10 sets of 15 or something ridiculous like that. So volume is one way to increase the intensity. Now, we also have frequency. You can also increase the frequency of your workouts to increase the overall weekly volume. So what we're looking at, when you look at volume and frequency, you want to look at overall work per week, not just per workout. So when we're adding volume, we're adding frequency, and look at total weekly volume of reps or work to kind of understand where you're at. And you don't have to rush to progress in this, right? When it comes to the weekly combination of volume and frequency, it can be a slow, a slow, steady creep. So that way you're allowing your tendons and connective tissue to adapt a little bit, etc. Let's move on to the last 3. We have pauses and holds. Pausing between the concentric and eccentric without losing body tightness. The last part is key. Without losing body tightness, you're going to get set up an exercise. You're going to stay nice and tight. If you're doing a push-up, you can do a pause at the bottom. If you're doing a dip, you can do a pause at the bottom. If you're doing a bench, you can do a pause at the bottom, etc. A pause or a hold like that will increase the intensity slightly. Just make sure to remain tight, keep the body tight, don't get loose, and don't get sloppy. Control. This is something that you should be doing anyway, but something you want to really focus on with limited weight is controlling the eccentric, not slowing it. We don't have to do super slow reps, but a nice quality control of lowering the weight. On the bench press, the dumbbell bench press, the dumbbell flies, just get a nice quality control of the weight. That way you're increasing the overall tension. And lastly, feeling the music. Thanks, autocorrect. How about feeling the muscle work while controlling the concentric? If you're doing a push-up, and this could be concentric or eccentric, you're doing a push-up when you're lowering down, feel that stretch. When you're pressing up, don't just press up super rapidly. Feel the muscle work during a fly, during a dip, during your isolation movements. You don't really want to do that during during compound movements, but on the isolation movements, if you're doing a superset or if you're just doing them in general, it's okay to slow them down a little bit, and not super slow, but just slow the reps down so you can feel the stretch and feel that chest working during the pressing action. So this is how to build your chest with limited weight. You can apply these principles basically to any other muscle group. And I'm not going to sit here and create a workout because everybody has a different set of equipment at home or a different set of limited equipment. But these tools can get you started. And if you build a workout and you want to know how you're doing with it, if there's anything you should change or adjust, hit me up on Instagram at Ben the Barman, or you could just sign up for coaching at superlivingtoday.com, and I'd be glad to help you out. So, guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.